Hey, what is happening, people? Reece here from Microsoft, and we are live for another Expert Zone. I am joined by a very special guest, someone who's I've known for a very long time, and he's played a massive part in my development. I've got to say, I didn't want to tell him this as we were talking beforehand, but this guy's been a massive mentor for me in previous roles. It's Mr. Meshak Simpson. How you doing, my friend?
I'm very well today. Don't listen. My head will swell up very easily. I've told you this before. Don't let it swell, because Lawrence and the rest of the team have to deal with me afterwards, and they don't want that
No, you
smoke.
deserve it, man. This guy's played a massive part in, like I said, in my development, and I've known him from. Let's go into it. How do we know each other? We know each other from a previous employment, and what was our relationship?
So I was a development manager, and we work collaboratively. Let's say we work collaboratively to get the job done and to work on our careers. So it was a good time, man. It's been a pleasure knowing you all these years, Reese.
Respect, brother. Really appreciate that. Let's see what the chat is saying though. We've got a few people that we do need to give some shouts out to. We've got your boy on there, Mr. Lawrence Breckford, or Beckford, shall I say? How you doing, good sir? Get one of these, my friend. Uh,
Lawrence.
we got Mr. Gareth Smith. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Adam, hey up, hey up. We got a northern connection there. Me and Adam Meshak. We're close like that.
Hey,
And hey
hey
up
up.
indeed. And we've also got Mr. John Pinnock as well. So thank you all for joining this first evening. We do really appreciate it. Uh, so Meshak, talk to us, man. What are you bringing to us today, my friend?
So today I'm bringing you, Reese, and everybody else, John Pinnock, Lawrence, and everyone in the chat. I'm bringing you some gaming goodness in the form of the Omen
Ooh.
desktop range, the latest desktop range, I should say, to be a bit more specific. So that's what I'm going to be covering up today. So yeah, do you want me to crack on?
Let's get into it. So let's
Should we
do it,
do
man. Let's
this?
just do it
Let's
now.
do this. Let's do this. So, just kind of flying through some of the little slides there. So, we always like to kick off with a short video over here on HP.
Ooh, certification. Meshak, I haven't been clubbing for a
Awesome.
while, man. So that was bringing me back, man.
I ain't gonna lie, I was very close to throwing on some garments and and bringing it back to
Whoa.
2006. But I can see Lawrence's eyes in the chat saying, "Shaq, don't you dare!" They know what I'm like. I'm easily excited. But yeah, anyway, I've got another quick 360 for you as well. So this one here is the Omen 30L desktop, which is the top of the desktop range actually. But I'll introduce you to all that goodness very shortly. But I think a good point to start, Reese, would be around understanding the target customer. But before I do that, Reese, I'm going to throw a question
Oh,
to
okay.
you. It's like, oh,
Oh,
put me on the
this is not
spot.
rehearsed, people. This is not rehearsed.
This is not rehearsed. There's no rehearsals here. So it's just more in terms of it's probably for actually any newbies that are quite new to the higher echelons of the gaming world, if I can call it
Okay.
that. In terms of why do you think gamers would choose a desktop over console gaming or maybe even a laptop? From your point of view, why do you think somebody would go for a tower system over the
I think for
others?
me, I've always seen PC gaming as the powerhouse performance. It's always been like the one reason why people go there. They want to get the maximum settings. They want to get that true 4K resolution. So that's the main reasons I know about it personally.
Absolutely. I say it's for people that are making that migration into that world of, higher end gaming. It is quite a new world with all these water cooled systems, and the customization, all that kind of stuff. So, so for me, ultimately, so you're gonna have people that want it for the customization, things like the overclocking, ramping up that power for their
Mhm.
games. The RGB lighting seems to be a big thing as well. You want it to look the part. Things like the upgrading their specs as well. So
I was going to say, Misha, sorry, for the people that might be new to gaming and computing, what is RGB lighting?
RGB lighting. So I'm going to come to some of this very shortly, but it's ultimately making your device light
Okay.
up. Makes it look different. You can change the colors, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, but the aesthetics is really important to the high end gamer. And something I recently became aware of actually is with PC gaming, you can play like all your old games. So in contrast with a PlayStation, so like me, I had a PlayStation. Oh, sorry, I'm an Xbox. Sorry,
Got me
I'm
confused.
older Xbox. Can't play some of the older games, so I'm getting mixed up with all my consoles. Got so many, but ultimately you can play all your old games. So so you got no issues with that there. And also as well, they are very capable as creative tools. So if you do want to use it for a bit of Photoshop, or maybe you're running your own gaming live stream as well, these machines are more than adequate for that as well. But in terms of the desktop range, the Omen desktop range, so it's all about your proud gamers. So that competitive and that social aspect, and it is really competitive. I don't know if you've looked into it yourself, Reese, but people are making a lot of money out of
Ooh.
this. Actually, if you take it to that real
Yeah.
competitive level, the the competitions and the professional element of it as well.
So these
Um,
Omen devices are mainly used for in competitions, in gaming, and stuff like that.
I think generally, I would say like you're just someone who plays games a lot and they want the highest quality. They want to be able to play their games on the highest settings. That's really important because on some lower spec devices, you can still play some of these high end games, things like World of Warcraft,
Hmm.
for example. But it would mean tinkering with your settings a little bit so that your graphics card can keep up and you don't get things like screen
Yeah.
tearing, which it's all that kind of stuff. So again, this product is aimed at those people that want to get that high quality kind of experience. Maybe those people might want to go on to be professional gamers at some
Yes.
stage, but this is definitely a good point for them to actually, to start immersing themselves in that
Yeah, it's
world.
a brilliant point you made. And the chat seemed to really like it. So Adam said looks well smart, and Lawrence has backed it up with saying it's such a great new design.
Absolutely. So we're gonna touch on the design a little bit later as well. So but again, like the target audience, they're like the latest and greatest, let's be honest. They're like the latest and greatest in terms of graphics, processors, all those kind of things that really bring their games to life and allow them to ramp up their graphics and ramp up the performance. And coming back to the RGB lighting, finally, it's that gaming aesthetics. It's not just how it looks. Sorry, it's not just how it performs. It's how it looks in your room or in your Manden. Have you got a
Oh man,
Manden?
I'm in the man. This is Reese's Manden. I don't talk about it much. You don't get to see more than the window and the wall, but this is the Manden.
This the Mandem or
Bit
the
of both.
Manden? Bit of both. Absolutely. So yeah, as soon as the RGB lighting and how it looks, the materials, that's a big part of it as well because it is a bit of a showpiece for some people. So yeah. So moving on. So just kind of introducing you to the range. So you can see it there. So we've got the Omen 25L. We've got the Omen 2 at 25L comes in two forms. So you've got the closed version, but you've also got the one with the tempered glass. So if you want to see all your fans moving around, you want to see the RGB
Mhm.
lighting, you want to see your cable management in there. If you want to use your desktop as a bit of a showpiece in your Manden, then then somebody might go for the one with the tempered glass. And then the top of the range one is the Omen 30L, so lots more space for your customization. You've got some extra premium bits on there as well. Like you got a tempered glass
Okay.
front and some other options. So in fact, it's worth looking at this. So just to differentiate between them, so we call them the base. You got your plus, and then you got your premium. So I'm not going to go too much into the word in there. As what you can see on the screen, there's quite a bit of text on that screen there. But ultimately, you can see in red, some of the key differences. Ultimately, the base, you got everything that you need to get up and start gaming straight away. As I said, things like your fan-cooled CPU is going to be really important to those for people who
Yeah,
want that.
absolutely.
You can change the RGB LED on the front as well. So if you don't want it to be white, you can make it purple, make it green. What's your favorite color, Reese?
Ooh, favorite color. I'm gonna have to go for red, mate. Can you go red?
You can go. We can go red on in Team Omen. We go red, 100%. That can happen. But if you wanted to migrate and really have a bit of a showpiece, you can upgrade to the
Okay.
plus. Where now you get some extra options, things like your liquid cooling. You got the RGB inside the tower as well. And of course, you got the EMI coated glass side door. So EMI, all that means is I don't want to get too technical about it, but it's just scratch resistant and it's also anti-reflective as well. ultimately you can see your components whirling around. You've got those beautiful lights. It's a real
The one thing I
showpiece.
do love about the designs you've got, that they're not just aesthetic, there's actual benefits, and when you get in from base to plus, you can really see the difference of quality.
Absolutely. And then you got the 30L, and just for just for the benefit of the people in the chat, the L pretty much represents the liters, so how much space is actually in the in the desktop.
Okay, wow, brilliant.
So with the premium, as I said, it's top of the range. So you get the extra bits. So you get the extra. So the tempered glass front. So again, coming back to the aesthetics, you got this lovely system fan right on the front as well. 120mm fan right at the front. So you got those extra cooling components, and you got more space actually inside the desktop for the air to circulate even better for your real power users, if I could
Yeah,
call them that.
absolutely.
But I don't know about you, but I think it looks absolutely beautiful, and to see that whirling around in the corner of my man den, oh, would make me
Made
a
me a
happy
happy
man.
man indeed. I'd like the with the premium as well. Is that on the side? Is that an extra like layer of fans, or is it aesthetic?
So on the side, so inside so you can see basically you can see the fans inside, but you've got an extra one
Yeah,
at the
right. Yeah,
front. So the one right at the front, which looks a bit like an aeroplane engine
yeah.
type of thing. um, so that's the key difference from what you get with the plus and the base, and also it's a tempered glass front as well, so it's got that added premium kind of look and feel about it as
It
well.
is one of them. Yeah,
Make
definitely, man.
sense?
It's one of them showpieces, isn't it? When you come to someone's house for the first time, and you go, "Yeah, have you seen the kitchen? Have you seen my Omen? Have you seen it?" It's one of them products.
Absolutely. So, in fact, we did run a bit of a competition for people to show us their gaming rigs on one of our recent posts, and people they like to show their devices off. They really like to show those RGBs. It's a real these with the customization and building up your gaming deck. It's a real labor of
Yeah,
love actually in the world of gaming. So yeah, but I think one of the most important things to remember is just like the different types of customers who are going to really benefit from this. So with the base, I would say it's probably someone that's probably moved from a console, and they want to take their game into a whole nother level, but without breaking the bank,
yeah,
so they can do that.
yeah. Brilliant.
And then you got the plus, which is the added aesthetics as well, and the extra kind of cooling options as well. Maybe that's really important to them. And then the premium, so say your heavy gamer, someone that is going to be on it quite a bit, so that things like the extra cooling is going to come into its own. And again, if you want it to with the extra pretty bits on there, you're not going to go wrong with the premium one as well.
Just
So
out of
yeah.
interest, when it comes to the gaming side of it, in terms of a really high spec game, let's say Red Dead Redemption as an example, would the base be able to handle that at a really high setting?
Absolutely. So again, these devices are configurable as well, so you can upgrade some of the like your the RAM, which I'm going to come to a bit later as well. So again, if you want to boost your settings even more and customize it as you go along as well, so you've got that option too. So, but what we got there is say you can choose where you want to jump in. Some people want to jump right in on the
Yeah.
premium end. Somebody might just think, do you know what? I'm not that showy. It's just me and my man den. So I don't need to have all the shiny bits in there. You can just go for the base version as well. But it's about giving options and giving people a different point which they can do, to access
Oh,
their gaming.
brilliant! It looks like an amazing device. I'm just looking at the chat as well. If you guys got any questions about any of the devices you are seeing, or any approach I say that you are seeing on the screen, please make sure to reach out on the chat, guys. Brilliant.
Awesome. So the key areas which we're going to look at, Reece, are going to be about the performance. We're going to touch on the customization piece a little bit as well, and a bit more about that kind of premium
Okay.
design as well. So cool. So first and foremost, looking at that engine under the bonnet, what do we get straight away? So we're looking at the 30L one here. So it's got the 10th gen Intel Core i9 processor in there, and the NVIDIA GeForce 2080 Super
Meaty device.
graphics card. Absolutely. So in other words, put it in other words, it, straight out the box, it's ready to play those high-end games. You can ramp up your settings. You get some great features, which I'm going to come to shortly, which include things like real-time ray
Mm-hmm.
tracing. But I'll touch on that very shortly. Thermals as well. I'm not going to touch on that too much right now because I've got a bit of a piece on that shortly. And then other little things as well, which are sometimes overlooked. Something called the DTS headphone, so 5.1 surround
Okay.
sound.
Wow.
So ultimately, what it is technology in there which enables you to have surround sound on coming through your headphones. Now, a question might be, why would you want to have that in the gaming world, Shaq? What
Why,
are you
Shaq?
telling us?
Why?
Why, Shaq? That's what I was
Why,
waiting to
Shaq?
hear. Why, Shaq? So with some games, and some of the people in the chat might know this already, actually. But certain games, like I was playing Apex Legends
Okay, yeah, yeah.
recently. So games like that, you've got to really listen for where the gunshots are coming from, footsteps, that kind of thing, can really give you an advantage. And what this does, it gives you a real immersive kind of surround sound experience, which is absolutely fantastic when you hear how
Are
it
you saying,
works.
Misha, you've had a bit of an
Um,
edge in gaming?
I would say it will give you an edge if you've got that extra. If you can hear the different, omnidirectional sound, if I can put it that way, you can hear from where the bullets are coming from, and then you can make your decisions about if you got to run, run away. Because I would, as soon as I hear the bullets flying, I'll
He's
go,
off.
oh, Sean goes straight
Done.
out there, or you can run into the danger zone, whichever it's going to be. But it gives you an added advantage, and also it's going to be great if you're using your device to watch movies as well. The only tip I'll give you is don't use it to do a Zoom call with someone, because I did it today
What
by
happened?
accident. I left it activated, and their voice was literally in my head. It was a very disconcerting
It's not left. It's
experience,
still
actually.
there.
So make sure you turn it off if you're just doing a standard video call or something like that. So, or on Teams or anything like that. So, but yeah, also it's VR ready as well. So anyone that's immersed in that VR stuff. Are you a VR gamer at all,
You know what? It's
Reece?
something I haven't played in a while, but it was the point when I was reading, obviously, through this slide, that VR ready. I just wanted to learn a little bit more about it. So what does that kind of encompass?
Ultimately, it just means you can plug your VR equipment straight into it and start gaming straight away. You don't need to start messing around with too many updates and all that kind of thing. It's ready to go straight out the box, so you can have that immersive experience. Myself, I stay away from VR now personally, because I had to go on this one where I was in an
Yeah, yeah.
asylum. It's like a horror thing, basically, and mate, I'm
You didn't
asthmatic.
leave, did you?
I came out of that game, but that was like a year ago. I've not touched it since. Well, if anyone isn't a wimp like me and still likes to be involved with their VR, again, straight out of the box, it's VR ready. It's got all the updates. It's ready to go. You can get yourself
I just imagine
involved.
you just going, nope, nope.
Nope.
We
Absolutely.
do have
So
a
yeah.
question for you, my friend, from Dave Atkins. Don't suppose this has built-in Wi-Fi 6?
Oh, great question. Lawrence is in the chat. I believe it should. I'm pretty confident it does have Wi-Fi 6 in there as well. So again, because it is aimed at people who want to do like the streaming, and obviously, as you know, Wi-Fi 6 helps you to have a stable
Yeah.
internet connection. It's been great for me during lockdown with all my son connecting all his Xbox and and 1,001 gadgets going off at the same time. So
Oh,
yeah,
brilliant, mate.
cool. Um, Scooting along. If I can move this slide along there. So yeah, and we've got the AMD Ryzen variant as well. So any AMD fans, you got a top-notch processor in there with 3900 Ryzen 9 processor, and also the Radeon 5700 XT graphics card too. Ultimately, what I'm saying is you've got power under the bonnet, which if you go for the Intel variant or whether you go for the AMD variant straight out of the box,
You're getting
you've got
power.
that power under the hood to play those games that you want to play.
So you
So
got the Intel
yes.
version, you got an AMD version. They still come with VR ready and all the other great features, such as the surround headphones that you was mentioning.
Absolutely. So that's exactly the same. The DTS, the X technology, 5.1 surround sound, that's all included within it as well. The main difference really, as I say, is just that processor would be the key overarching kind of a difference between them. But essentially, yeah, we still offer you that premium gaming
Wicked, man.
experience.
Wicked.
No, for me, like for a gaming device, I think not so much the heartbeat, but something that's really, really important is obviously the graphics card, because this is what's going to enable you to ramp up the settings for your Call of Duties, for your Apex Legends, and so on and
Hmm.
so forth. So you got the NVIDIA GeForce RTX 2080 Ti, which is absolutely fantastic. It's got something called real-time ray tracing. Have you heard of this
I haven't
before, Reece?
actually. What is it, man?
Cool. I'll tell you what. I'll bring you to that in a moment. So I'll come back to that in a second. I'll give you a visual example
Okay.
actually, which is quite interesting. But it's got NVIDIA G-Sync. things that you might expect actually. So in terms of stop you from having screen tearing and keeps up with the frames per second on your display. And then for the AMD variant, you've got the AMD RX 5700. Without labouring it too much, both of them are very, very powerful graphics cards, which are more than adequate for, as I said, for all those AAA games that people want to play. And again, with the Radeon as well, exactly the same. VR ready experience, straight out of the box, it's ready to go. But in terms of this ray tracing, actually, like before the lockdown, I actually was fortunate enough to go down to the NVIDIA offices.
Cool.
Because this is a big shout actually, because there's some big titles coming out. So there's one called was it Cyberpunk?
Yeah, 2077.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
Of course, but my brain went, but how dare I slap in the wrist for me there? So Cyberpunk is the big game, which I'm sure people in the chat are really looking forward to coming out. I know I am.
Same.
I was on a stream with Tom and Hannah recently actually, and we was all thrilled about the prospect of when this game comes out. But a big shout about it is this real-time ray tracing, which effectively is just like realistic lighting effects. One of the games that the NVIDIA guys showcased as part of it, as well as Cyberpunk, was Minecraft.
Okay. Oh, brilliant.
So there you can see it on that screen there. So basically, it's taking Minecraft and it's just giving it that extra, that extra element of realism.
That's a big difference.
Where the lighting works, it is immense. I'll be honest with you, this picture really doesn't do it the most justice. You have to see the live examples. I dare say you could probably go online and look at some of the kind of side-by-side comparisons of when you got the RTX switched off and when you got it switched on, and you see how much of a difference it makes. So for Minecraft, I think it's going to be great. But then when you think about games like Cyberpunk and some of the other titles which are going to be associated with this real-time ray tracing, it's exceptional. And again, straight out of the box, it's included with as part of that whole NVIDIA experience with the 2080 graphics card.
This page here has blew my mind, mate. I can't believe even the little details like the lighting and the textures. It's completely changed it.
It's the same game, but as I said, I can imagine playing this and it's just going to have that different feel. The experience is just going to be completely enhanced by some it's really complicated gadgetry that's going on, but what all that matters to the gamer is when they switch their game on, the element of realism is going to be really immersive, and they're going to enjoy their game playing their Manden. That's what it's all about.
The main thing.
Definitely, it is definitely so. So Reece, another thing that's really important and sometimes overlooked actually in the world of gaming is about the thermals. So you've got, you in your device, you've got your, you've got your i9 or your AMD, doing all these mass calculations for these games, and then you've got your graphics card, you've got all that heat buildup. You've got to have a thermal solution which is adequate. So what you got is you've got an updated and thermal system running in here to basically keep you performing. It can keep up with your graphics card, it can keep up with your processor, and keep your device running smoothly. So, Reece, my life has changed a lot over the last couple of months. There was a time when I spent my evenings, going out to Nando's and all that kind of stuff. Well, since I've been immersed in this world of Omen gaming, recently, I shouldn't admit to this online, but I was up watching. Don't worry about this. I was watching these videos of people that have taken out their thermal solutions in their PCs just to see what would happen.
This is what it's come to, Meshak.
This is what it's come to for me now, and this is my declaration. But it was quite interesting because there's even people that have got a couple of web browsing tabs open, it can really drive up the temperature in their device. There was literally people showing their devices almost melting. You can see their CPU getting red hot. Because clearly they've got a lot of money, clearly, to be able to burn their devices to the ground. But that ain't gonna happen with this, thankfully, because as I said, you've got a top of the range thermal solution there. You can kind of get a gist from the picture there about how it draws in the heat. So we're looking at the 30L one here, the premium one, where it's drawing in the heat at the front. You've got all that ample space, so it can move it around the unit and then draw it out as well. So again, if you're someone that's in your Manden and you're playing games probably for about 7-8 hours, you're gonna need a thermal solution that can keep up.
It's the little things you forget about that you think, oh, you know what, we've got all these amazing graphic cards, but the thermals, that's where it's at, mate. It's the thermals.
Absolutely, it is a really, really important aspect. It's one of the reasons why you're limited with playing games on maybe one of our traditional laptops, because they couldn't keep up with that, that heat dispersal compared to a dedicated gaming device like the 30L here, which we're looking at. So things like your airflow, your temperature, even bringing down the sound as well, so it's not making so much noise in comparison to previous models. So that could come in pretty useful. Keep the missus happy, so you don't, or your partner, or anyone that you live with, so they don't hear your fans blowing left, right, and centre all day long as well. So that's pretty cool. This is it. So yeah. And that's just another look at that as well. So you got that thermal engineering. You got those options as well, where you got the air cooling option. So that will be from so you can get on the 25L and also the 30L. And you got that you got the 120 millimeter liquid cooled radiator as well. So you can have air cooled or you can have liquid cooled. As a gamer, you like to have options. So with this, you get your cooling options as well.
Everything's got an option.
Hey, loads of, but this is the thing with the whole gaming world, and as I said, I dare say loads of people in the chat would agree with me. Is that customization piece is absolutely massive, and it makes a big difference. And as I say, having the right thermals means you can ramp up your power. Again, when you think about things like overclocking,
yeah,
you need to have the right kind of situation going on with that as well in terms of your thermals, because you can damage your product if you don't have the right kind of airflow system going through your device. So that's really important. So yeah, so look at this one there. So so HyperX. So HyperX. So anyone in the chat, have you guys heard of HyperX before? Do any of you guys use HyperX RAM? If so, pop it in the chat. That will be useful. But for anyone that's not aware of HyperX, essentially it's a well-known brand. Well-known memory brand, high performance memory brand actually, and as you can see on the screen there, it's got things like that are really important to gamers, things like that heat dispersion. So again, comes back to that whole thermal piece as well. Something interesting that I became aware of actually, and it's really good to know in regards to the Omen desktop, is you're going to have peace of mind to know that if you buy a HyperX and pop it into an Omen desktop, it's going to work. Now, obviously it will work with like other devices, but with like custom build devices, for example, sometimes it might not always work because there's a lot of complicated kind of settings, and I won't bore you to death with them all at this moment, Reece. But you will have the peace of mind to know that if you want to, upgrade your RAM, you want to get some HyperX in there, for certain that it's going to work with our desktop range without any major additional, configuration or change anything around or updates or anything like that. It's pretty much ready to go as soon as you take it out of the pack and pop it into.
So you're getting that certainty when you buy this product.
You're getting that certainty, and it's really easy to do as well. When we get to the design element, you'll see what I mean by that, because we make it really easy for users to upgrade their desktop as well. And one thing that's definitely worth mentioning, so Omen Command Center, I love it to bits. It's great. It's again, when you come back to that customization, once you popped your HyperX into your desktop, you'll see on there that you can customize the RGB lighting on it as well. So there we are again, Reece, with our favorite RGB lighting. Mate. So you can go for your red. So if you can pop it in there, you can have your red RGB lighting, and you can make it your way as well. So again, it comes back to that aesthetics, that personalization, that customization. That's even extended to things like the HyperX RAM as well.
So we got a question about HyperX. HyperX wise, I've only ever seen their boom USB mics. Would you guys recommend it?
Well, great question, Dave. Do you know what? It's a personal choice. It depends what your people's budget is and whether they think it's worth it for them on a personal level in terms of their gaming. So, like Dave, maybe Dave, you're that top end gamer. You're in your man den for 7 hours. You're causing positive problems on Call of Duty. If you feel like actually I want to upgrade the RAM, there's loads of options out there, but if HyperX is the one for you and you want to take your gaming to another level and you got that customization and you want it to work with Omen Command Center, I would say that would definitely be a good option for you if that is the case.
Yeah, I agree with you there, mate.
Sorry, Dave, I got a bit emotional there. talking gaming, there we are. I'm easily excited.
I know you, mate. I know you indeed.
So just to summarize, talk about that performance. You got that power under the bonnet, so to speak. You got that NVIDIA GeForce RTX 2080 with the ray tracing too, which is amazing, especially with some of the great titles that are coming up soon. And you got the AMD offering as well. Some other extra little bits as well. So you got a 32 gig RAM DDR4, 2 TB of storage for your games. And you get your 750-watt power supply as well, so you're getting the adequate amount of power going in there as well, which is
Brilliant
all good.
device, mate. I've got to say, I'm really impressed by it. I'm really impressed.
Cool. Well, glad you are. So looking at the customization, we talked about it a little bit in terms of Omen Command Center. In fact, let me just go to this one. So Omen Command Center, I would say, is a massive centerpiece because, like, I use it all the time. I put my headphones in, I can change the colors, I can adjust the settings, I can turn off the surround sound, as I said, which I was on a call this morning. I had to quickly dive into Omen Command Center and turn it off so I didn't hear Rose's voice, resonating in my head, which is interesting experience. So, but anyone that's got an Omen device, I'll definitely recommend that you guys check it out, have a look at it, mess around with Omen Command Center, look at the extensive things that you can do with it, including checking your performance. So if you have been on it for a while, or you're doing some overclocking and you just want to double check that it's actually performing okay, that comes in useful. In fact, I've got a screen which I can show you in a second. But before I do that, going back to like Dave wants to change his RAM. So Dave wants to change his RAM. He's in his Mandan, and he wants to change his RAM, and he wants it to be nice and easy. He will love this because you've got that toolless access, which I'll just show you very quickly, actually. So one button, and it will
Simple
pop
as that.
open. It's as simple as that. You can access your device. Maybe you want to upgrade the graphics card again. Maybe you want to change the RAM, whatever that might be. Nice and easy, toolless access.
Like
one
that.
click of the button, and you are in
And in terms of putting
Reece.
it on, it just clicks back in.
Absolutely, clicks back in.
I like that, mate.
No fuss. So it just means ultimately that you can get back to your gaming as fast as possible. So you get your new HyperX, put it in, go on Omen Command Center, change it to red, of course,
Always,
Reece,
mate.
and then you click it back in, and you're good to go. It's
Like
pretty
mate. Simple and
straightforward.
easy.
Absolutely. So we've got Omen Command Center. Unfortunately, I was hoping to be able to show you guys a bit of a live kind of demonstration, but the technicalities didn't allow for it today. But you can kind of get a bit of a screenshot there about what to expect. Some of the highlights that I really like are, firstly, remote play. So this basically enables you to play your AAA games on your mobile device. So essentially, in a scenario, you can be, maybe you could be in another room. Your PC's in one room. You can go to another room and play those games. You can play Call of Duty in that full definition of all those settings on your mobile device. Pair your Xbox pad to it as well. And if you want that proper gaming experience, I have to play with a pad. I can't use a screen. Does anyone even play games on a mobile device and use the screen controls? Because I'm not there yet. If anyone's good at that, let us know. Or if anyone doesn't like it like me,
mate. I'm feeling the same as you. I need a tutorial.
Absolutely, it's definitely. I know. For me, I just prefer to I rather connect an Xbox game control pad to it and play it that way. But essentially, as long as you've got a really strong internet connection, you can play Call of Duty on your mobile device, streaming from your Omen desktop on your device, which is absolutely fantastic, I think. And as I said as well, you can monitor your CPU usage through it as well. Get an idea about what temperatures are pumping out. Again, coming really useful if Dave decides to do a bit of overclocking. I keep picking up Dave at the minute. Dave, I'm fully in your personal computer right now, Dave. I am. So yeah, and also again your gaming accessory kind of customization. So things like the keyboard. So you've got Omen accessories like the keyboard, headphones, all those kind of things. You can change the RGB. You can tinker with the audio. If you're a proper games tinkerer, you're going to love the Omen Command Center on an Omen device. We have Command Center across our, things like the Envy and the Spectre, but this takes it to a whole nother level, and it's there for that customization, so you can make your gaming experience one that is just for you, and in beautiful red as well.
I love that personal touch, my friend. Rebecca Moore, thank you for joining the stream as well. We've had a few more people join. We do have a few more minutes left, so if you do guys have any more questions about the Omen, please let me know. Please let me know. We were here to answer all of your questions, guys.
Absolutely, and I'll stop picking on Dave now. He's asked me to stop picking on him in this chat. No, but Dave, you've
Yeah,
been coming with some
brilliant.
great questions today, guys. So if anyone's got any questions, please do it like Dave and just throw them into throw them into the chat box, and we'll answer them as best as we can. So yeah, so cool. So moving on to the last bit, really. So that premium design. So as we said at the beginning, it's great that you can do this AAA gaming and you've got all those specs. You've got the real time ray tracing for that realism in your games. But it's got to
Yeah,
look beautiful as well.
it's gotta look
Reece,
right,
it's got
mate.
to look right. Isn't that absolute, Dave? I know what this is the last time, Dave, that I'm right with that, aren't I? It's got to look right in your gaming den, doesn't it? It has to look the part. And again, coming back to things like Omen Command Center, that's sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself there. What am I talking about?
Yeah,
I'm talking
design.
about the design now, aren't I? So with the design, we're talking about that full metal frame. So with the 30L in particular, as I said, you've got those extra, you got that extra premium look and feel with the tempered glass on the front. And you've got more RGB control as well. So with the base version, you've got the Omen logo at the
Yeah.
beginning, at the top, so you can tinker with that. But with the 30L, you can tinker with the RGB around the 120mm fan and the internals as well. So
Ooh,
more RGB goodness,
can you
if
have
that's what you
multicolors?
want.
So can you have the logo one color and the fan the other color?
Oh, now you're asking the big questions. I've not actually tested that one, Ed, but that's good. I'm going to put that in my notes for Shaq's when I jump back in the testing den with it. I've not messed around with it like that. But what two colours would you go for,
Ooh, I might go
Reece?
green, yellow, and black, mate. Good little
Oh, it's a good
combination, mate.
combination
Don't know if
actually.
you
So
can do. Can't know if you can mix and match like that, but you know, representing.
representing, yeah. So again, but even if you make it all red or all green or mix and match some of the stuff, I know you can mix and match some of your like my headphones. I can make them green, or they can go for a range of colours. Or rather than just be stuck on red, you can actually go so it goes through sequential. I can't say that word. You can go for a load
Yeah,
of different colours if you wanted to do that. Um, so yeah, but again, it just looks the part. You get the added control with the RGB, which is beautiful, and again with the 30L with the premium version, you've got that tempered glass front as well. So if you really want it to look the part, I would say that that's the one that you would probably go for.
mate.
So yeah, just a quick look at the game, so you can see the internals of the 30L. So you got all that space for upgrades, loads of upgrade space in there, loads of space as well for that heat dissipation as well. So you get that performance and keep it to a good level. So generally speaking, there you can have a look. You can see it for yourself there, guys, about what that looks like. And a big part, actually, Reece, of the desktop world is that cable management. Have you come
Yes,
across that
cable
phrase
management.
before, Reece?
I try my best with that, man. Sometimes I just miss the point. I just miss the mark when it comes to cable management. I need to work on it.
Definitely, exactly. So definitely, but but the good thing is because obviously the device has been built by Omen or built by HP, so straight out of the box, your cable
Oh, brilliant.
management is in a good place. It's been professionally done, so you've got that peace of mind to know that those cables are
I've
where they need to be.
I've tried doing my PCs in the
Definitely.
past, man, building and stuff, and cable management. That's always been the hard bit for me.
That's That's why I stepped away from it. I just made a complete mess of it and probably put my life at risk at some points. So I listen. I'm one of those people that just wants to leave it to the experts. I let the good people at home and do that side of things for me. So that's good. So yeah, but there you are on screen. So it's upgrade ready. You got the cable management already sorted out for you, and it's designed with your performance and with that things like the thermals in mind as well. So there we are. So just finally, last couple of bits. So again, just a bit of a recap, really. So just looking at the design highlights, you've got that tempered glass front, the RGB. I just think it looks
Yeah.
premium. I think it looks beautiful. I don't think it would look out of place in anyone's Mandan or gaming setup,
Yeah, I
whatever
agree
that
with you. A
might
lot
be.
of people that have these gaming kind of
So
rooms
yeah,
stuff have a lot of like customization and lots of different setups. The fact that you can change the color of this to match that, I think that's a really, really cool feature.
absolutely. And Lawrence has backed me up as well. So yeah, you can rotate through different colors. You can have your yellow, your black, and your green, Reece. You can, and there's 6.8 million colors to choose from as well. So if you want to get very specific with it, there you are.
Didn't know there's that many
That can
colors in the
happen.
world. Didn't even know.
Neither did I till now, but there we are. 6.8 million colours, everyone. So there we are. And then again, just a very quick recap of the range. So again, we've got the closed desktop. So again, people that might want to think about migrating from their, from a console into the world of desktop gaming. And then you got the aesthetically pleasing version with the tempered glass side, so you can see that red, yellow, and black RGB lighting up in full goodness. And then you got the Omen 30L as well, which is again top spec. Added aesthetics, tempered glass. You got that extra fan at the front, extra space for those thermals. It is a proper gamer's paradise, I would say. So yeah, and then finally, so just it's cooler, it's faster, it's brighter, it looks beautiful, it plays beautiful, it gives you loads of customization kind of options, and that's what matters most to people in the gaming world. So, but there we are, Omen desktop.
Dude,
What do you
let me
think,
just come out
Reece?
of sorry, just come into the face cam bit. I'm impressed, man. I'm not easily impressed, but I'm impressed. So that's I've learned a lot today, mate. I've learned a lot about the thermals. I didn't realize how big a deal a thermal was, and I love the fact that the customization with this device. As I said, with gamers, they all love customization. We all love powerhouse performance. These products here offer that, and I absolutely love that about the Meshak.
Absolutely. So, but yeah, guys, I'm not sure if there's any other
Doesn't look like
questions.
it, my friend, but we have reached time on this stream. It's been,
Oh,
dude, we're gonna have to do this again, man. You're gonna have to come back.
oh, we'll be back. Just extend the invite. I'm more than happy to help you out, my friend. No worries at all. It's been a pleasure, and thank you to everyone in the group. Dave, to you in particular, thank you, Dave, for your questions. And thank you, everyone. Actually, it's been I've really enjoyed it. Actually, so yeah, thank you
Brilliant,
to
guys.
everyone.
Thank you, Lawrence. Thank you as well for supporting in the chat. It has been brilliant. So please get some research done on this device. It's been amazing stream, Meshak, and I really, really appreciate you having fun. Anyway, guys, I will catch you again soon. Speak to you all later. Peace.
Peace.